Proofread this. Marcus Webb's hand froze on the kennel door. The tattoo behind the dog's torn. ERK 92847, those numbers meant something. 5 years in the Marines, and he'd memorized every working dog in his battalion. Every single one. And K9 2847 died in Kandahar. Marcus watched the memorial. Gave the speech. But here's the thing about military working dogs. Sometimes the paperwork lies. But let me take you back to where this all began. Chapter 1. The fluorescent lights at Riverside County Animal Shelter buzzed like angry wasps. Marcus Webb shifted his weight, favoring his left leg. The right one wasn't entirely his anymore. Titanium and determination, his PT called it. You sure about this? The volunteer coordinator, Amy Chun, scrolled through her tablet without looking up. We've got some great dogs. Young. Energetic. That lab mix in Kennel 12 would be perfect for. I want to see the hard cases. Now she looked up. Mr. Webb, Marcus. Marcus. The dogs on the red list. They're not ideal for first-time adopters. He almost laughed. First time. Like he hadn't spent 5 years working alongside the best dogs the Marines ever trained. Like he hadn't watched Thor Beautiful, Loyal, 100-pound Thor clear 3 buildings in Helmand Province before an IED turned their Humvee into scrap metal. Don't think about Thor. Not today. Show me anyway. Amy sighed, but she led him down the concrete hallway. Past the happy barkers, the ones pressing wet noses through chain link, tails helicoptering with desperate optimism. Past the puppies who'd be adopted by dinner time. They stopped at the isolation wing. We don't usually bring people back here, Amy said. Her voice had dropped. Professional distance crumbling. These dogs, most of them have been failed by every human they've ever known. The first kennel held a pit bull mix, scarred and gray-muzzled, who didn't even lift his head. The second, a shepherd mix who lunged at the fence, all teeth and rage and terror. The third kennel looked empty. Marcus stepped closer. There, pressed into the far corner, a medium-sized dog folded himself into the smallest possible shape. 3 legs tucked tight. The fourth leg, the front right, ended in a stump just below the shoulder. German Shepherd mix, Amy read from her tablet. Male, estimated 6 to 8 years. Found 3 weeks ago on Highway 74, nearly dead from infection and malnutrition. Leg was too damaged to save. He's scheduled for euthanasia tomorrow morning. Why? Space, resources, and honestly, Amy's voice cracked slightly. He won't let anyone touch him. Snaps at staff. Won't eat unless we leave the food and go. The vet can barely sedate him for treatment. A 3-legged dog with severe behavioral issues? Nobody's adopting that. Marcus crouched slowly. Pain shot through his right leg, but he ignored it. Locked eyes with the dog. Amber eyes. Intelligent. Traumatized. Familiar. The dog's ears, one standing tall, one torn, at the tip swiveled toward him. Body stayed compressed, but something shifted in those eyes. Recognition? No, that was impossible. What's his name? Doesn't have one. We've been calling him Red for the list. Marcus stayed low. Didn't reach through the fence. Just waited. 30 seconds. A minute. The dog's nose twitched. You military? Amy asked quietly. Was that why you want the broken ones? Marcus didn't answer. Couldn't. Because maybe she was right. Maybe he saw himself in every traumatized dog that flinched at loud noises. Couldn't trust. Couldn't rest. The dog shifted. Just an inch. The stump where his leg should be dragged slightly on concrete. That's when Marcus saw it. Behind the torn ear. Barely visible under matted fur. Dark ink. Numbers. His heart stopped. Do you have clippers? His voice came out strangled. What? Clippers. And a flashlight. Now. Amy must have heard something in his tone, because she ran. Chapter 2. Marcus's hand shook as Amy handed him the small electric clippers through the fence slot. "You can't go in there," she warned. "He'll bite. He won't. How do you, please? Just trust me." The dog watched him. Marcus turned on the clippers. The buzz made the dog's ears pin back, but he didn't bolt. Didn't snap. "Hey," Marcus whispered. "Hey, buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just need to see something." He pushed the clippers through the fence slot, moving glacially slow. The dog's lip curled. I know it's scary, but I need you to trust me for 10 seconds. That's all. 10 seconds. The dog's amber eyes locked on his. Please let me be wrong. Let this be coincidence." But Marcus knew. 5 years of working with military dogs taught you things. The way they held themselves, the intelligence in their eyes, the controlled aggression of animals trained to be weapons. "Just 10 seconds, he repeated. And maybe the dog heard something in his voice. The same brokenness. The same desperation because he didn't move when Marcus reached through with the clippers. The buzzing filled the small space. Matted fur fell away. There. K9-2847. The world tilted. Marcus sat back hard on the concrete, clippers clattering from his hands. "What is it?" Amy crouched beside him. "What did you see?" "That's a military tattoo. Identification for working dogs." "Okay, so he's a retired military dog? That's actually good. That might help us find Amy." Marcus couldn't breathe right. K92847 was killed in action. April 14th, 2019. Kandahar Province. "I was there." Silence. "That's impossible," she finally said. "I know. Dogs don't fake their own deaths. I know." So either the paperwork was wrong, or someone wanted him declared dead. Marcus's mind raced. Military working dogs worth $50,000 in training. Loyal to their handlers. Trained to detect explosives, track enemies, protect at all costs. What would make someone erase a dog like that? The dog Ajax, his name was Ajax. Marcus remembered now watched him with those knowing eyes. "I need to make a phone call," Marcus said. "To who?" "Someone who'll know what the hell happened to a dog that's been dead for 5 years. Chapter 3. Captain Rodriguez picked up on the third ring. "Webb. Been a while. I need you to pull a file for me. 92847. Ajax." Silence. Then, "That dog's Kier, Marcus. You know that. You were at the memorial. I'm looking at him right now." More silence. Computer keys clicking. "That's not possible. I'm looking at the reports." Kier, April 14th, 2019. Hamler was Rodriguez's voice changed. "Oh, yeah. Oh. Marcus, listen to me very carefully. Where are you?" "Riverside County Animal Shelter. Do not move that dog. Do not tell anyone else about this. I'm making calls." "Rodriguez, what?" The line went dead. Marcus stared at his phone. Amy stared at him. "Well?" She asked. "I don't know. But something's wrong. Really wrong." Ajax hadn't moved from his corner, but his ears tracked every word. Smart. Too smart. MPC as multi-purpose canines. Tested off the charts for intelligence and trainability. Ajax had been one of the best dot, so why would someone want him erased? "Mr. Webb, Marcus, I can't hold off the euthanasia order without cause. The shelter director makes rounds at 7 a.m. If Ajax is still on red list." "How long?" 17 hours. Not enough time. Not if Rodriguez needed to make calls through military bureaucracy. Marcus's jaw clenched. "What if I adopt him?" Amy blinked. "You can't adopt a dog scheduled for euthanasia. Policy. What if he's off the red list?" "He'd need a behavioral evaluation. Pass basic temperament tests." Marcus, look at him. He won't even let us touch him. Marcus looked. Ajax's eyes hadn't left him. Calculating. Waiting. Let me try. That's insane. He'll rip your hand off. He won't. You don't know that. But Marcus did. Because he'd seen Ajax work. Watched him differentiate between enemy combatants and civilians, between threat and friend. Ajax didn't bite out of aggression. He bit out of fear. And Marcus understood fear. Open the kennel, he said. Absolutely not. Proofread this. Amy, please. That dog saved lives in Afghanistan. He deserves better than dying in a shelter because we're too afraid to help him. Her hand hovered over the lock. If he bites you, I'll lose my job. He won't bite me. Please don't bite me. The lock clicked. The door swung open 6 inches. Ajax's body coiled tighter. Marcus didn't move. Didn't enter. Just sat in the doorway, making himself small, unthreatening. Hey, Ajax, he said softly. Yeah, I know your name. Bet that feels weird, huh? Nobody's called you by your real name in a long time. The dog's ear, the good one, twitched. I knew your handler. Sergeant David Morrison. Good guy. Terrible at poker. Marcus's throat tightened. Morrison didn't make it home either. Different IED. Different road. But Ajax wouldn't know that. He loved you, you know? Talked about you constantly. Said you were smarter than half the privates. Was that a tail twitch? Barely perceptible. I lost my leg in the same province you worked. Different year, but same sand, same heat, same fear. He tapped his right leg. The hollow sound made Ajax's eyes narrow. Titanium now. Not quite as good as the original, but it gets me around. They sat like that for 3 minutes. 5. Amy shifted nervously behind him. Then, Ajax did something extraordinary. He army crawled forward. Inch by inch, belly scraping concrete, using his 3 legs to pull himself across the kennel floor. Stopped 3 feet from Marcus and waited. Marcus's eyes burned. He'd seen this behavior once before, years ago. Thor used to do it, that crawl, that specific distance. A trained behavior for approaching wounded soldiers. For offering comfort without overwhelming. You remember, Marcus whispered. Don't you? You remember what you were trained to do. Ajax's tail thumped once against the floor. Marcus extended his hand, palm down. Slow. No sudden movements. You don't have to, he said. I won't force you. But I'd really like to help you, buddy. You've been helping people your whole life. Maybe let someone help you for once? Ajax's nose stretched forward. Sniffed Marcus's fingers. Then, so gently it barely qualified as contact, pressed his head against Marcus's palm. Behind him, Amy gasped. Well, Marcus said, his voice rough. Guess we've got 17 hours to figure out how a dead dog ended up in California. Chapter 4. They moved Ajax to a private evaluation room. Amy brought a cot, blankets, water. Marcus called in sick to his warehouse job. First time in 2 years and settled in for the night. Ajax chose the corner farthest from the door. Watched Marcus with those calculated amber eyes. So here's what I'm thinking, Marcus said, sitting against the opposite wall. You were definitely in Afghanistan. That tattoo's real. But somewhere between April 2019 and now, somebody decided you needed to disappear. Ajax's ears tracked his voice. The question is why? You get injured? See something you shouldn't have? Or maybe... Marcus's stomach dropped. Maybe Morrison didn't die in that hide. Maybe his phone buzzed. Rodriguez. Tell me you found something. Wish I could. Rodriguez sounded tired. Official records show K-92847 killed in action. Body destroyed in the blast. No remains recovered. Handler David Morrison confirmed the loss. Morrison's alive? Discharged 6 months after the incident. Medical retirement. Lives in Nevada now. Marcus's mind raced. Give me his number. Already texted it to you. Marcus, be careful. I pulled some strings, made some calls. The file on Ajax? It's locked above my clearance level. That doesn't happen with working dog records. What does that mean? It means someone very important wanted this dog to vanish. And people who make dogs vanish don't usually stop there. The line went dead for the second time. Marcus looked at Ajax. The dog hadn't relaxed. But he wasn't actively cowering either. Progress. Looks like we've got bigger problems than a behavioral level. Marcus muttered. He dialed Morrison's number. It rang and rang. Voicemail. Morrison, this is Marcus Webb. We served in the same battalion, different company. I'm calling about Ajax. K92847. I found him in a shelter in California, and I need to know what happened. Call me back. He hung up. Checked the time. 11:47 p.m. 15 hours and 13 minutes until the director's rounds. Ajax yawned, showing all his teeth. Then curled into himself, stump tucked close, and closed his eyes, but his ears stayed up, listening. Always listening. Marcus pulled out his laptop, started searching. Military working dog scandals. K9 unit corruption. Afghanistan dog handler arrested. 2 hours later, his eyes burned and his coffee had gone cold. But he'd found something. A news article from 2019. Small. Buried in the back pages. Military investigating alleged K9 unit theft ring. The article was vague. Allegations that high-value working dogs were being reported as Kia and then sold to private security firms or foreign militaries. No names, no specifics. And the investigation apparently went nowhere. But the timing aligned with Ajax's death. Hey, Marcus said softly. Ajax's eyes opened. What if Morrison was trying to save you? What if he reported you dead to keep someone from taking you? Ajax's tail thumped once. But then how'd you end up half dead on a California highway? No answer. Of course not. Marcus's phone buzzed. Unknown number. Webb. Stop looking. The voice was male, middle-aged, unfamiliar. The dog's been handled. Leave it alone. Who is this? Someone who'd hate to see a veteran lose his disability benefits over a stolen animal. Or worse, have an accident. Roads are dangerous, especially for guys with titanium legs. Click. Marcus's hand shook. Not from fear. From rage. Ajax lifted his head, low growl building in his chest. Yeah, Marcus agreed. I don't like them either. He had two choices. Walk away, let Ajax die, stay safe, or fight. What am I doing? I can barely take care of myself. Ajax stood, hobbled three-legged across the room, and laid down next to Marcus's left leg. Close enough to touch. The choice was made. Chapter 5. By 4 a.m., Marcus had a plan. Terrible plan, probably illegal, definitely stupid, but a plan. We're leaving, he told Ajax, before the director shows up. Amy's going to hate me, but she get over it. He'd texted Rodriguez. Need emergency extraction of military asset. Asset in danger. Civilian shelter not secure. Technically true. Rodriguez's response came. 30 seconds later. You're out of your damn mind. I love it. Sending a transport. ETA 0600. 2 hours. Marcus stood, legs screaming from sitting on concrete all night. Ajax watched him. Here's the thing, buddy. I need you to trust me for the next 2 hours. Can you do that? Ajax's tail twitched. Good enough. The shelter was quiet at this hour. Night staff minimal. Marcus grabbed Ajax's temporary leash, the thick, bite-proof kind they use for aggressive dogs, and clipped it to the shelter's spare collar. Ajax's whole body tensed. I know. I know you hate it, but we need to look official for about 90 seconds. He opened the evaluation room door. The hallway stretched empty. Amy had gone home at midnight, left a night guard, some kid who spent more time on his phone than doing rounds. They made it to the back exit. Marcus pushed the door open. Cool pre-dawn air rushed in. Ajax balked. "Come on," Marcus whispered. "Just a little further." Ajax planted his 3 legs and refused to move. "Ajax, please. They'll kill you if we stay." The dog's eyes met his. And Marcus saw it, the same calculation he'd seen in every combat dog. The weighing of trust against survival instinct. "Choose me. Please choose me." Ajax took 1 step, then another. They were in the parking lot when the door slammed open behind them. "Freeze!" The night guard, finally doing his job. Marcus turned slowly. "I'm just stealing a dog?" "Yeah, I can see that. Back inside. Now." Ajax's growl rumbled low and dangerous.
"Proofread this." "Easy," Marcus said, unsure if he was talking to Ajax or the guard. "That dog's scheduled for euthanasia. You can't just—" "He's military," Marcus interrupted. "Working dog. There's been a mistake." "Right. And I'm the president. Get back." Ajax moved. Not attacking. No teeth. Just placed himself between Marcus and the guard, body low, every muscle coiled. The guard stumbled backward. "Call it off. He won't hurt you if you don't hurt me. This is theft. This is rescue." Headlights swept across the parking lot. Black SUV, government plates. The passenger door opened and Rodriguez stepped out, full dress uniform, captain's bars gleaming. "There a problem here?" Rodriguez's voice could cut glass. The guard's mouth opened. Closed. This man is stealing. This man is transferring a military asset under my direct orders." The dog in question was incorrectly processed as civilian property. Rodriguez produced a sheaf of official-looking papers. "I suggest you contact your supervisor and inform them that K9-2847 has been reclaimed by the United States Marine Corps. All fees and penalties waived under Federal Code 432, Section 7. There was no Federal Code 432, Section 7. Marcus knew it. Rodriguez knew it. But the guard didn't. I'll need to make a call." "You do that. We'll be leaving now." Rodriguez gestured to the SUV. "Webb. Load up." Marcus didn't need to be told twice. He led Ajax to the vehicle. The dog hesitated at the door. "It's okay," Marcus whispered. "I promise. It's okay." Ajax looked at him for 3 heartbeats. Then jumped into the back seat. They were 2 miles away when Rodriguez spoke. "You've got about a day before someone figures out those papers were fabricated. Maybe less." "Where are we going?" "Somewhere safe. I've got a friend who runs a private kennel. Former handler. He'll keep Ajax off the radar while we figure this out." "And then what?" Rodriguez glanced in the rearview mirror at Ajax. "Then we find out why so. Mion wanted this dog dead badly enough to threaten a veteran." Marcus looked back. Ajax sat perfectly still, watching the road through the window. Trained behavior. On patrol again after 5 years. "What did you see, buddy? What do you know?" Ajax's reflection in the glass showed those amber eyes. Sharp. Knowing. Waiting. The kennel sat 40 miles outside Riverside, surrounded by desert scrub and paranoia. Perfect. Jake Morrison, no relation to David, met them at the gate. 60, scarred, missing 2 fingers on his left hand from a training accident decades ago. "This the dog?" Jake circled Ajax slowly. Good muscle tone for being starved. Defensive posture but controlled. Yeah, this is military. Can you keep him here? Rodriguez asked. Can I? Jake laughed. Son, I've got 14 retired working dogs here. One more won't make a difference. His expression darkened. But you need to tell me what I'm protecting him from. Marcus explained. The tattoo. The death record. The phone call. Jake's jaw tightened. I heard rumors. Back in 1920. Dogs going missing. High-value ones. Heard they were being sold to cartels. Private militaries. Places that'd pay 6 figures for a fully trained MPC. You think that's what happened to Ajax? I think someone tried. Question is, how'd he end up half dead on a California highway instead of guarding a compound in Colombia? Ajax sat at Marcus's feet. Close enough to touch but not quite touching. That calculated distance. We need to find Morrison, Marcus said. David Morrison. Ajax's original handler. Won't be easy. If he faked Ajax's death, he's not gonna be eager to talk. He doesn't have a choice. Rodriguez's phone rang. He stepped away, voice dropping to urgent whispers. Jake crouched in front of Ajax. Hey there, warrior. You've had a rough time, haven't you? He didn't reach out. Just observed. See that? He pointed to Ajax's front left paw, the one that remained. Scar pattern on the pad. Chemical burn. And the way. He holds his head tilted left. Hearing damage from explosives. Marcus's chest tightened. How bad? Bad enough. But he's compensating. Smart dogs always do. Jake stood. I can work with him. Help him decompress. But Marcus? This dog's been through hell. The physical stuff I can handle. The mental stuff. He shook his head. That's gonna take time. Trust. Patience. I've got all 3. Do you? Jake's eyes were sharp. Because I've seen plenty of veterans try to save dogs when they can't even save themselves. No judgment. But you need to be honest, you doing this for him, or for you? Marcus opened his mouth. Closed it. Ajax looked up at him. Those eyes. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Rodriguez returned, face grim. Morrison's house burned down last night. Total loss. He wasn't home, officially on a camping trip. Authorities are calling it electrical fire. Bullshit, Jake said. Yep. They're cleaning up, Marcus said. Getting rid of evidence. Witnesses. Which means Ajax isn't just valuable. He's dangerous. To someone. Rodriguez pulled out his phone. I've got a buddy in CID, Criminal Investigation Division. Owed me a favor. He's pulling everything on the 2019 K9 investigation. Marcus's phone buzzed. Unknown number again. He answered without speaking. Last warning, Webb. Walk away. Tell me what Ajax knows that's worth killing for. Silence. Then, he was there. The night everything went wrong. Dogs don't forget. And Ajax is too smart for his own good. Where was he? Somewhere he shouldn't have been. Saw something he shouldn't have seen. And because Morrison loved that damn dog more than his career, he tried to save him. A bitter laugh. Didn't work out well for anyone. Where's Morrison now? If he's smart. Running. If he's not. The caller sighed. Look, I don't like this. I didn't sign up for killing dogs and threatening veterans. But this is bigger than both of us. Walk away. Please. Who are you? Someone who'll have to make this PR. Oblong disappear if you don't. Click. Marcus looked at Rodriguez and Jake. We need to find Morrison. Now. Before they do. Ajax stood, nose lifted, testing the air. Then he did something strange. He limped to the kennel office, nosed the door open, and went straight to Jake's desk. Pawed at a map pinned to the wall, Nevada, with various locations marked. What are you? Jake stopped. That's where I track former handlers. Guys who might need dogs placed when I get rescues. Ajax's paw rested on one mark. Town called Pahrump. 40 miles from Vegas. Morrison retired to Nevada, Rodriguez said slowly. Ajax barked once. Sharp. Definitive. Well, Marcus said. Guess we're going to Nevada. They took Rodriguez's SUV. Jake stayed behind with the other dogs, armed and ready to call local PD if anyone came sniffing around. Ajax rode in the back next to Marcus. 4 hours of highway, and the dog barely moved. But his ears stayed up, tracking every sound. You've done this before, Marcus said quietly. Long drives to operations. Waiting. Watching. Ajax's tail thumped against the seat. You miss it? The work? The dog's head tilted. His good ear swiveled toward Marcus. Yeah. Me too, sometimes. Not the fear. Not the loss. But the purpose. The clarity. You knew your job, did it better than anyone, and people relied on you. Marcus's throat tightened. Out here, it's just, existing. Working warehouse jobs. Going to PT, pretending the nightmares don't happen. Ajax shifted closer. Just an inch. Rodriguez glanced in the rearview mirror. You two are adorable. Now focus. Morrison's last known address is coming up. The house was small. Ranch style, peeling paint, overgrown yard. No car in the driveway. They parked a block away. Could be a trap, Rodriguez said. Could be our only chance, Marcus countered. Ajax's nose pressed against the window. A low whine built in his throat. He smells something, Marcus said. Let me take him. See what he finds. Bad idea. You got AB. Eder 1. Silence. Proofread this. Marcus clipped the leash to Ajax's collar. The dog lunged the moment they exited the vehicle, pulling hard toward the house. Easy. Ajax, heel. Ajax didn't heel. He dragged Marcus across the street, three-legged gait surprisingly powerful. Up the driveway. Around the back. To a storage shed. Ajax barked. Once. Twice. Pawing at the locked door. Morrison. Marcus called. David Morrison. I've got Ajax. He's alive. Nothing. I know you're in there. I know you tried to save him. Please, we need to talk. The lock clicked. The door opened. Morrison looked like hell. Gaunt, unshaven, eyes red-rimmed. He stared at Ajax like seeing a ghost. That's impossible, he whispered. Ajax's whole body trembled. Then he did something Marcus had never seen. He sat. Perfect military sit. Front legs, leg, straight. Stump balanced. Eyes locked on Morrison. Waiting for orders. Morrison's face crumbled. He dropped to his knees. Ajax. God. Ajax, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The dog broke position. Hobbled forward and pressed his head against Morrison's chest. Both of them shook. Rodriguez appeared behind Marcus. We need to move. Now. Someone could have followed us. Morrison wiped his eyes. You shouldn't have come. They'll kill all of us. Who's they? Men who made millions selling military dogs to the highest bidder. Men who killed 2 MPs who got too close to the truth. Morrison stood shakily. Ajax wasn't supposed to survive. I reported him Kia, paid a guy to take him to a sanctuary in Montana. Safe. Hidden. But. Marcus prompted. But the guy I paid was working both sides. Took my money, took their money, and tried to deliver Ajax to a cartel buyer in Mexico. Morrison's hands clenched. Ajax fought. Killed 1 handler, injured 2 others, and escaped somewhere near the border. I've been looking for him for 3 years. Ajax leaned against Morrison's leg. The burns on his paws, Marcus said. The hearing damage. From the fight. He's lucky to be alive. He's not lucky, Rodriguez said quietly. He's exceptional. And that's why they want him dead. He's evidence. Of the theft ring. Of the murders. Of everything. Morrison's laugh was broken. You think anyone will believe a dog's testimony? I think Ajax knows where the bodies are buried. Literally. Rodriguez pulled out his phone. My CID contact came through. The 2019 investigation was shut down when 2 key witnesses disappeared. But there was a warehouse. Outside Kandahar. Where they kept dogs before shipping them out. Ajax was there, Morrison said. The night I found out. The night I realized my commanding officer was running the whole operation. Marcus's blood ran cold. Your CO. Lieutenant Colonel Briggs. Respected. Decorated. Dirty as hell. Morrison looked at Ajax. This dog watched Briggs execute an MP who threatened to expose him. Watched them bury the body in the warehouse foundation. And when Briggs realized Ajax had seen, he ordered him destroyed. But you saved him. I tried. I failed. And now, Morrison's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen. Went pale. They're here. 3 black SUVs turned onto the street. Back door. Rodriguez shouted. They ran. Ajax keeping pace despite his missing leg, Morrison stumbling, Rodriguez providing cover. Through the yard, over a fence, into the desert scrub. Gunfire cracked behind them. They're really shooting at us. Marcus couldn't believe it. On American soil. Property damage, Rodriguez panted. Warning shots. They can't risk actual murder. Too many witnesses. They reached Rodriguez's vehicle. Piled in. Tires screamed as they accelerated away. In the back seat, Ajax's lips peeled back from his teeth. That low growl again. It's okay, Marcus said. We're okay. But Ajax wasn't growling at their pursuers. He was staring at Morrison. Specifically, at the phone in Morrison's hand. What? Morrison said. I didn't, he looked at the screen. Oh no. What? The last call. Unknown number. I didn't swear, but. His hands shook. If they're tracking my phone. Throw it out. Rodriguez ordered. Morrison powered down the device and tossed it out the window. But Ajax was still growling. At Morrison. Ajax, what? Marcus stopped. Rodriguez. Pull over. Are you insane? Pull over now. Rodriguez swerved to the shoulder. Marcus grabbed Morrison's arm. Take off your jacket. What? No, Ajax is trained to detect threats. Hidden weapons. Explosives. Marcus's voice was ice. Take off your jacket. Morrison's face went gray. Slowly, he removed his jacket. There, sewn into the lining, a small GPS tracker. You led them to us, Rodriguez whispered. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't. Ajax barked. Sharp. Urgent. Marcus looked back. The 3 SUVs were gaining. What happened next, no one could have predicted. Drive. Marcus shouted. Rodriguez gunned it. The desert highway stretched empty ahead. Morrison clutched the tracker. They must have planted it when they burned my house. When I was running, grabbing essentials. Doesn't matter now, Rodriguez said. How far to Jake's place? 40 minutes. Maybe less if we. Gunfire. Real this time. A rear window shattered. They're escalating. Marcus pulled Ajax down, covering the dog's body with his own. Rodriguez. I see them. Rodriguez swerved. The SUV fishtailed. Morrison. Call the police. And tell them what? That we stole a dead military dog and are being chased by our own government. Better than being shot. Ajax wriggled out from under Marcus. The dog's eyes were locked on the pursuing vehicles. Every muscle coiled. Marcus recognized that posture. Attack stance. No. Ajax, no. You can't, we're in a moving vehicle. Ajax looked at him. And Marcus saw it clearly, the dog knew exactly what he was doing. He wants to engage, Morrison said quietly. It's what he's trained for. He has 3 legs. He has more courage than most men. Another shot. The side mirror exploded. Rodriguez cursed in Spanish. We're not going to make it to Jake's. They're faster, better armed. Exit here. Morrison pointed to an upcoming off-ramp. There's an old airfield. Abandoned. But it's got structures. Cover. Rodriguez took the exit at 70 miles per hour. They rocketed onto a cracked access road. The airfield appeared ahead. Skeletal hangars, weeds pushing through tarmac, rusted chain link. Rodriguez crashed through the gate. They piled out. Morrison grabbed a tire iron from the back. Marcus had his hands. And Ajax had teeth. The 3 SUVs pulled in 30 seconds later. Doors opened. 4 men emerged from each vehicle. 12 against 3. Well. 3.5, if you counted Ajax. A man in the center stepped forward. 50s, military bearing, cold eyes. Lieutenant Colonel Briggs, Morrison said flatly. David. Still trying to save that mutt? He's not a mutt. He's evidence. Evidence that should have been destroyed years ago. Briggs's hand rested on his holster. Last chance. Walk away. I'll make it worth your while. New identity, offshore account, fresh start. And Ajax? Ajax dies. Painlessly. Professionally. Morrison looked at the dog. Ajax stared back. No deal. Briggs sighed. That's disappointing. I always liked you, David. You were a good Marine. Better than you ever were. But not smart enough to know when you've lost. Briggs nodded to his men. Take them. Quietly. The dog too. The men advanced. Ajax's growl rattled Marcus's ribcage. Hold, Marcus whispered. Hold, boy. The men got within 10 feet. Ajax exploded forward. 3 legs didn't matter. Years of trauma didn't matter. He was a weapon, perfectly maintained, launched at a target. He hit the first man chest high. 70 pounds of muscle and rage. The man went down screaming. Shoot it. Briggs yelled. But Ajax was already moving. Zigzagging, using abandoned equipment as cover. A trained combat dog in his element. Chaos erupted. Rodriguez tackled one man. Morrison swung his tire iron. Marcus ran toward Briggs. The colonel raised his weapon. Don't. Marcus dove. His titanium leg connected with Briggs's knee. Not as good as the original, but still effective. Briggs went down. The gun skittered away. You're assaulting a superior officer, Briggs gasped. You're retired. And a criminal. Marcus's fist connected with Briggs's jaw. Proofread this. Behind them, Ajax had 3 men pinned down, darting between cover, forcing them to waste ammunition on shadows. Rodriguez had disarmed 2 more. Morrison was holding his own. But 8 men remained. Too many. A shot rang out. Different sound. Hunting rifle. Everyone froze. Jake Morrison stood on a hangar roof, rifle trained on Briggs. Afternoon, gentlemen. Heard you were having a party. Behind him, the cavalry, 15 men and women, all veterans, all armed. Jake had brought the whole damn retired handler network. This is over, Briggs, Jake called. CID's already been contacted. Evidence has been submitted. Bodies are being exhumed from that warehouse in Kandahar as we speak. Briggs's face drained of color. You lose, Marcus said. Ajax limped over. Sat next to Marcus. Blood on his muzzle, not his, but otherwise unhurt. Good boy. Sirens wailed in the distance. Rodriguez had called local PD before they arrived. Briggs's men looked at each other. At Jake's small army. At the approaching police. They dropped their weapons. 6 months later. Marcus's apartment had changed. Dog bed in the corner. Toys scattered around. Food bowls on a mat by the kitchen. Ajax slept in the bed, sprawled on his side, snoring gently. Marcus sipped his coffee and scrolled through emails. One made him smile. CID investigation concluded. Briggs and 7 co-conspirators indicted. 23 military working dogs recovered. All charges against you, Rodriguez, and Morrison dropped with commendation. Thank you for your service. Again. Another email, from the VA. Your application for certification as a service dog handler has been approved. Ajax, K9-2847, officially registered as your psychiatric service animal. Congratulations. Marcus looked at the sleeping dog. The stump where his leg should be. The scars. The torn ear. Perfect. Ajax. Wake up. We've got work to do. The dog's eyes opened. Bright. Alert. They'd been training for 3 months. Ajax's old skills, adapted for civil. Ian life. Pressure therapy for nightmares. Anxiety interruption. Crowd management. Turned out a traumatized veteran and a traumatized dog could help each other heal. Today was their first official outing. The VA hospital. Working with other veterans who struggled with PTSD, TBI, adjustment. Marcus clipped on Ajax's service vest. Official. Legal. Recognized. Ajax stood at attention. Ready. Let's show them what a dead dog can do, Marcus said. They walked to the parking lot. Marcus's gait had improved, less reliance on the prosthetic, more confidence. Ajax matched his pace perfectly. At the VA, they were greeted by Dr. Sarah Chen, head of psychiatric services. This must be Ajax. We've heard so much about him. He's ready. They entered the group therapy room. 12 veterans, various ages, various wars, same haunted eyes. One man, young, Army, Afghanistan written all over his face, looked at Ajax and tensed. That's a military dog. Marcus said. Now he's just Ajax. Here to help. I don't need. Ajax walked over. Sat in front of the young soldier. Looked up with those amber eyes. The soldier's hands shook. I can't. I lost my dog over there. IED. I couldn't save. Ajax pressed his head against the man's knee. The soldier broke. Marcus let Ajax work. The dog moved through the room, offering comfort with perfect instinct. Knowing who needed space, who needed pressure, who just needed to feel fur under their fingers. This was his purpose now. Not detecting explosives. Not attacking enemies. Healing. By the end of the session, Ajax had visited every veteran. Dr. Chen was crying, happy tears. He's remarkable, she said. He's a survivor, Marcus corrected. Like all of us. That evening, Marcus got a call from Morrison. Turn on the news. Channel 7. Marcus did. The headline, Military Dog Theft Ring Exposed, Investigation Reveals Decade of Corruption. The reporter stood outside a military courthouse. 23 dogs recovered, including several believe. Ed killed in action. The star witness. A three-legged German shepherd named Ajax, whose handler risked everything to save him. They showed Ajax's photo. Military portrait, all four legs, young and strong. Then a current photo. 3 legs, scarred, but alive. Ajax now works as a certified service dog, helping veterans with PTSD. His story reminds us that heroes come in many forms. And sometimes, the ones we think we've lost find their way back to us. Marcus muted the TV. Looked at Ajax, who'd taken over the entire couch. You're famous, buddy. Ajax yawned. Marcus's phone buzzed. Text from Rodriguez, drinks tomorrow. Jake's buying. We're celebrating. Another text, from Dr. Chen, can Ajax come twice a week? The veterans are already asking for him. Another, from a number he didn't recognize, this is Staff Sergeant Miller. I was in your therapy group today. Thank you. For everything. For not giving up on dogs. Or people. Marcus set down his phone. Scratched Ajax behind the good ear. You know what the best part is, he said. They told me you were dead. Told me I couldn't save you. Told me to walk away. Ajax's tail thumped. But the thing about Marines, about working dogs, about survivors. Marcus smiled. We don't quit. We don't break. And we sure as hell don't stay dead. Ajax stretched, 3 legs extending, stump tucked close. Resettled his head on Marcus's lap. Outside, the sun set over California. Inside, 2 broken things had become something whole. The shelter had given Ajax 24 hours to live. He'd chosen forever instead. And so had Marcus.